Ficco's Bowladrome in Franklin, Massachusetts. This is Hockomock Candlepins. Welcome everybody, and thanks for our new viewers joining us. Alongside Jay Horrigan, I'm Ed Dunn. It's match one. Let's take a chance to meet our bowlers right now. The 3 seed of Jonathan Boudreau taking on the 14 seed of Rob Pidgeon. Jonathan, congratulations to both of you, Rob, for being here. Welcome to the show. And my first question is, it's Ficco's. It's a new place for you. How do you feel in qualifying, and how do you feel in warm-up?
I felt pretty good qualifying. Warming up was pretty good. The match, the lanes are the same for everybody, so, you just have to bowl your own game and see if it's enough.
Well, sometimes people have superstitions about different houses or different lanes, different styles, but you came in with a very high qualifying score. You did very well. Do you feel that you're going to have that type of momentum carried over now, or does it seem different because it's been a little while since the qualifier?
Well, it's a one-string match, and anything can happen in a one-string match. There's only 10 boxes, so usually, you have to get hot right away, and that's just about all there is with a one-string. You just gotta put up the best score you can. You have to pin.
Rob, coming in as the 14th seed against Jonathan, you had some very nice things to say about Jonathan before we took the air. Do you have any trash talk to throw out right now?
I don't trash talk bowling.
No, you do have a little home lane advantage here where Jonathan is coming out of Lynn. Do you feel that'll give you any kind of advantage?
No, I don't think so. Like he said, anything can happen in a one-string match. I just hope to get out there and start off good and pin.
Gentlemen, let's shake hands and let's have a great match. Good luck to both of you.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to start our first match of the show today, and Rob is going to be up first on lane 15. And with Rob's first shot, he bowls a 7. Folks will have a pleasure listening to my color commentator. His name is... Rob picks up one more pin, leaves 2 pins there. And what do you think of that shot? And Rob picks up the 10 pin there for a 9 in that front. As you can tell, I am by myself. So the lucky viewers get to hear more of me. Or you can turn the volume down and hear less of me and watch our tremendous bowlers bowl. Rob's first ball is a 5. Leaves 1 piece of wood. Nice shot there, picks up 3. And leaves 2 pins. So after 2 frames, Rob Pidgeon has a 17. Next up will be Jonathan Boudreau. Jonathan bowls out of Lucky Strike Lanes in Lynn, Massachusetts. Tough leave there. Jonathan picks up 4 pins. Nice job picking up the 3 on the left-hand side. Leaving the 3 on the right. Oh, tremendous job. Tremendous job there by Jonathan, picking up all 10. As we said in our opening, Jonathan is an 18-year-old bowler. Comes in as our number 3 seed. John picks up 6 pins there. For those of you that remember from watching us previously, our bowlers have to wait, and he gets a spare. They have to wait for the deadwood to come to a complete stop before they can bowl, because if they don't, it's a penalty. So Rob working on a 17, picks up 7 pins, bowling on lane 16 this time. Nice shot by Rob there. Picks up 1 more pin. frames, 2 pins, and knocks one down for a 9. So through 3, Rob is at a 26. Jonathan through 2 will be working on a spare. Those of you that are used to me working with Ed Dunn, and that is actually a great shot. That's a strike for Rob. I know Ed Dunn would be here with some great terms. I just don't remember what they are. And the reason Ed's not with me is he's actually bowling in this show. That 10 pin, I believe that was the 10 pin, finally goes down for Jonathan, giving him an 8 on top of that spare. So in the second frame, Jonathan ends up at 28 compared to Rob's 17. Jonathan tries for the spare, but is only able to get one of the pins. And he picks up all 10. So through 3 frames, Jonathan has a 38. And Rob through 3 had a 26. So Rob is down 12 through 3 frames. Oh! Jonathan with a strong 4th frame. Great shot by Jonathan. So both these bowlers are starting to really find their groove here in the middle frames of the first game of this show. 7 pins for Rob. But both the first and the second shot will go back into the 4th frame. Score for Rob. Rob picks up the spare in the 4th frame. So that's 2 marks in a row for Rob. So back in the 4th frame, Rob's score ends up being a 46. And this first shot will go into his 5th frame score. Oh, nice job. The pin's moving back over, knocking down, ended up with 7 down. So Rob's 5th frame score ends up being a 63, and he's able to get one of the pins down. And it's going to stay 1, so 8 pins total so far for this frame. Oh, and he's able to pick up the 10 through the 7th frame. Jonathan coming into this with a single game high score of 190, a high triple of 455. His league average is 130. Pick up there of, I believe, 4 pins, but he is working off a strike. So both the first and second ball will work towards that. Oh, good job. Picks up 5 more. That gives him 9 pins. His average compares to Rob's average of 113. And Jonathan picks up the 10. So in the 5th frame, comparing scores, in the 5th frame, Rob Pidgeon was at 63. Jonathan, 67. Jonathan is bowling in his 6th frame right now. The first shot, he got 5 pins. He has no deadwood on the lane. Picks up the 3 on the left-hand side, leaving 2 pins there. I'm going to call that the mini wicket. I don't know if that's the term, but that's what I'm calling it. And he picks up one of the 2 for a 9. Gives him 76 through 6 frames. And Rob has 73 through 6. So that tightens up a little bit with that open frame on Jonathan. Let's see what Rob can do. Rob picked up there 3 pins. He's got that new coined mini wicket to the right. And picks up 4 pins over to the left. See how he tries to pick up this 10. Picks up 2 of the 3 pins for a 9. Gives him an 82 in the 7th frame. Tough leave for Rob. Just the Deadwood just didn't give him any help there. 6 down, he's left with 4. Does he get it? Oh! He thought he had it. So did the crowd. He's left with 1 pin. He is 9 down. He's left with 1. With a lot of Deadwood. Ends up with a 9. That's a tough shot with all that Deadwood. That's one thing I learned the last shows, the first time I hit this. That Deadwood, although you think is, when you're very amateur at this, you think that Deadwood's going to help you, but it doesn't always do that. So Rob's first shot in the 7th frame, he comes up with a 5. He picks up 2 of the 3 on the right-hand side and leaves himself 3 pins in the 7th frame. And he picks up 1 of them. So it's an 8 pins in the 7th frame. So comparing 7th frames, it's a 2-point difference. Jonathan has 84 to Rob's 82, so a 2-pin difference through 7. What a great match we have going on here between these 2 bowlers. Jonathan's ball picks up 4. Right down the head pin, picks up everything in back, but leaves 3 pins on each side of the head pin. Oh, tough luck there. Just picks up 1 pin on the left-hand side, left with 5 more pins in the 8th frame. Rob's 8th frame, he picked up a total of 9 pins. It's going to make it, I believe, a 1-point match. 1-pin match, not point, pin. May be able to tell I called a football game earlier today. So, after 8 frames, Jonathan Boudreau, 92, and Rob Pidgeon, 91. Rob's first ball of the night. Picks up 3 pins on lane 15 here at Ficco's. His second ball picks up 3 more. That's a tough spare, or tough shot for the last 4 pins. And he's only able to get 1 ball, so that gives him a 7 in the 9th. Gives him 98 heading to the 10th frame. With that 7, he would like to mark here in the 10th frame. And does that pin fall? Ooh, it's going to stay. So a 6 to start. And he spares. I don't know what the terms they use. I could say something really stupid and embarrass my kids, but I won't do that. So, Rob's last shot, is that a 10? He does it. He does that. Frame 10. Picks up 20 total pins. Rob Pidgeon is going to end with a 118. That's a great 10th frame for Rob. So Jonathan Boudreau comes into the 9th frame with a 92. And he has a tough first shot. Hit the head pin dead on. Gets 3 pins down in the 9th. picks up 3 more pins, so he's got a 6. Bring him up to 98. And he picks up 3 more for a 9, so it's a 101. So he's going to need a mark here in the 10th frame. He's going to need, he needs 17 pins to tie, 18 to win, so he's going to need a strike or a spare. And he gets 8 of those 17, leaving 2, and a makeable spare for Jonathan Boudreau. And he does pick up the spare. That was a clutch shot by Jonathan Boudreau. That gives him 111. So he needs 7 pins here to tie, 8 to win. What a match this has been. Tremendous match. And he gets all 10. Wow. Tremendous. He ends up with a 121, a 3-pin difference. For these bowlers, they both spare and then hit a 10 ball in the 10th frame. You can't see that anywhere. That is tremendous. You'll only see that on Hockomock Candlepins here from Ficco's Bowladrome. So, with a 121, Jonathan Boudreau beats Rob Pidgeon in the 10th frame. That's as good a match as I've seen since we started Hockomock Candlepins. So we will be right back with both our bowlers to discuss that match. Great job, both Jonathan and Rob, and we'll be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ficco's Bowladrome here in Franklin, Massachusetts for our second match of today's show. It'll pit Skip Easterbrooks against some gentleman named Ed Dunn we haven't seen before. We'll get to that Dunn individual in a while. Skip, this is your first time on our show. Have you done shows before? Have you been on a show before?
Yeah, a couple.
You have?
Channel 5. And
Oh, okay,
Comcast,
great.
A couple shows.
Oh, so you stand a good shot of beating this Dunn individual, huh?
I don't know. He's a pretty good bowler.
Well, from what I hear, Dunn is done. Okay.
Okay. There you go.
You're coming in as our 11th seed, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Anything I can do to help you win?
Yeah, hit him in the arm a few times.
I have no problem
There
with
you
that
go.
at all. We may play with the lights or anything
Beautiful.
like this. Okay, I'm going to check and see if we have anyone else here. Oh, Ed. Hi. My name's Jay Horrigan.
How are you, Jay?
Nice to meet you. And have you ever bowled before, Ed?
I have.
You have. Where?
I've bowled here. I've bowled
Okay.
lanes and games in Cambridge,
Okay.
Sunlight Alleys in Stoneham, Massachusetts when I was a little one, looking up to this gentleman over here who's been on Channel 5, who I've watched many a time.
Looking up. Not anymore. We're eye level.
Is that an age comment?
No, that is a talent and respect comment.
Okay. Guys, why don't you shake hands?
Good luck, Skip.
Good luck to you.
If you want to thumb wrestle or anything like that, feel free to do it. And Skip, if you want to hit him with a bowling ball, I have no problem with that. We can edit it out later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just one moment for our second match of the day. Okay, gentlemen, whenever you're ready to bowl, Skip is up first. Good luck to both of you. And Skip's first shot on lane 15 is a 5. Skip picks up 3 more. I'm sorry, 2 more for a 7. And picks up the last 3 for a 10. Nice shot, Skip. Skip in his qualifying had a 3-game total of 331. And that was good enough for the 11th seed, his first shot there. He picked up 2 pins. His high single is a 188. I'm sorry, 188. And he picks up the spare. And next up is our man Ed. We like to give Ed a hard time whenever possible, and we will continue to do that today. Excellent shot by Ed. Picking up 6 pins there. Leaving, I believe that's a 7 pin on the left-hand side. 3 pieces of deadwood, actually 4, I see. Picks up 3 of them there. Nice job. You may be able to see that Ed has some fancy bowling balls there. Oh, and that piece of deadwood gets in the way, leaves Ed with a 9. But some of Ed's bowling balls, the ones he uses on some of his spares and things, they're a Red Sox bowling ball, a Bruins, a Celtics, I think a Patriots. Nice ball by Ed, a 7. Ed's 3-game total in the qualifying was a 331. I'm sorry, that was Skip's, a 356. And he picks up the spare. Both bowlers spare in the second frame.
Alright, Skip, big ball here. Come on.
So good job by both of the bowlers here. Oh, and Skip picks up 9 pins there. That will work into his spare in the second frame. And we have a pin rolling down the alley. People may want to run for their life. Someone fortunately hit the halt button. I don't know what that does. But people were screaming about it. Oh, that might be a souvenir for a fan. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get that. Skip's second shot, and he picks up the spare. Good job, 1 pin spare there. So, Skip's spares in the second frame and the third frame. Skip picks up a 2 on that ball, so that will leave him with a 41 in the third frame. And picks up 4 more pins, so that's a 6 total so far in the fourth frame for Skip Easterbrooks, who's from Franklin, and picks up 2 more for an 8 total. So Skip, through 4 frames, has a 49. And now Ed Dunn is back up. Ed is up for his third frame. Ed working on a spare as well. So this is an important ball. And hits that solid. Picks up 9 pins there. second shot. Oh, and just misses. So Ed hoping for the 10 here. And he just misses. So Ed through 3 frames has a 37. And Skip through 3 frames had a 41. So a 4-pin difference. Oh, great shot by Ed. Great action on those pins. Another 9 for Ed. Single pin with a piece of dead wood right next to it on the right-hand side. And there goes Ed picking up the spare in the 4th frame. So both bowlers having 2 spares so far early in the match through 4 frames. And there's a 7 for Skip. Skip's high triple is a 491. His average is a 121. Picks up 2 pins on his second ball. And he misses that single pin, so he'll have a 9 in the 5th frame. So 58 total halfway through his string. Just cleaning out some deadwood there. Well, we have a quick second here. I'd remind you all watching to check out our website, franklin.tv. You can get a schedule there of all the program we have, all the different town meetings and local programming, sports events. 7? Does he get more on that first ball? He gets a 7, but he's got a piece of deadwood blocking those 2 pins in his 6th frame. Oh, and he picks up the spare. Nice shot. Tremendous shot. In his 5th frame, working off the spare. And picks up 5 pins there. Gives him a 52 through 4 frames. 57 total. Might have heard Ed yell out catch there. He thought he was just about there to pick up that spare. Just a little off target. Going for the 2 pins. Hoping to pick up all 3. But he just gets 1, so he ends up with a 8 in the 5th frame for a 60. And that's a 5. That's a tough leave. Ed's got a plan. Just off target. So he picks up 3 of the 5 with 2 left. And leaves 2. So Ed at 68 through 6. Both our bowlers at 68 through 6. But Skip Easterbrooks working off a spare. Picks Picks up 5 pins on his first shot in his 7th frame. So that'll give him a 73 back in the 6th frame, so a 78 total. Able to use that deadwood to help Kip pick up a couple of pins, but that leaves him a 7-10 split with a piece of deadwood in front of the 10 pin. And he clears up the 10 pin for an 8. So he has 82 through 7. The way I clear that is just hitting the clear button. I don't actually bowl that. Oh, and a strike. For Skip. Nice ball there. So, Ed Dunn needing a couple of marks to get back into this. Bowls a 6 and a tough lead. Oof. Looks like the 8-10 split he's left with. Good effort trying to pick it up. 77 through 7 for Ed. Down 15 pins. Strike here could put Ed right back in it. And oh. And left again with the 8-10. And he got it. He got it. That was incredible. That was a great spare. Spare by Ed Dunn. If Ed is able to pull this match out, that was the key. Right there. Although Skip is on fire. Nine pins there for Skip. Remember, Skip is working on the strike in the 8th frame. And a spare in the 9th. And just a reminder, folks, this isn't even the finals of this show. This is a semifinal match. We've had 2 great matches this show, and this match isn't even over. This is Skip's 10th frame. That's a 2. So he has 114 through 9 frames. Picks up 5 more. So Skip ends up with a 121. He ends up with a 121, which is exactly Skip Easterbrooks' average. So, great job by Skip. He has a spare in the 6th, the strike in the 8th, the spare in the 9th. So here's Ed. Ed is working on a spare in the 8th. Likes that. Oh. And that pin just came off the right-hand wall and went, instead of going right into those pins, it went right over the top of them. So for the 10. So let's see what the score is. There we go. So through 9 frames, Ed is at 103. So he needs a strike or a spare. Oh, and he gets 8 pins, but that is a tough leave. Although he does have the deadwood there. I don't, again, not being as an advanced bowler. Advanced. I'm not a bowler compared to these guys. I don't know if that'll help or hurt, but we'll know in the next 10 seconds whether that will help or hurt Ed. And it does. He gets the spare. So Ed needs an 8 to tie and 9 to win. Again, this is just like our previous match. It comes down to the last ball. Last one came down to the last ball. Jonathan Boudreau rolled the strike. Ed needs a 9 to win, and he got the 9 to win. So Ed Dunn comes through with the spare 9 in the 10th frame for a 122 to beat Skip Easterbrook by 1 pin. 122 to 121 in another tremendous match. I don't want to say anything. I don't know if the matches were like this before I got here. But if they weren't, it's because I'm here. So we will be back to talk to our bowlers right after this. Okay, we're back for our championship match that's going to pit Jonathan Boudreau against Ed Dunn. Ed's going to lead us off on lane 15. Gentlemen, good luck. And Ed, take your booties off. And I'm glad you took the proper booties off. Both Ed and Jonathan coming in, having tremendous victories in their semifinal matches. Very exciting last shot victories. So Ed starts off with an 8 on his first shot. And picks up 1. Has a 9 in the first